DC United with a big win over Chicago Fire in U.S. Open Cup, moving on to the finals versus Real Salt Lake. Although we didn't get a chance to watch him very long, so maybe that's the first thing we need to ask him. He is one of the newer members of DC United, and he is in a rich goal-scoring form since he's been with the club. He's Luis Silva, and he joins us right now on Pitch Pass. Luis, first off, how are you feeling? You went off early in the U.S. Open Cup match versus Chicago with a apparent head injury, possible concussion. Give us an update on your status.
I'm feeling great. Feeling great. It was just precautions, so the trainers decided to pull me aside.
And so, did you went through the concussion tests, and how did that go? And what's your status for the weekend and moving forward?
Yeah. I took a concussion test right after. Went into the locker and passed it. I mean, everything's fine. But I'm ready for the weekend. If the coach needs me, I'm ready to play.
Oh, fantastic. Just take us behind the scenes. What is involved in the concussion test? Do you have baselines that you do at the beginning of the season? Did TFC have to transfer over school records from one school to another? How does that concussion test work?
No, it's just a bunch of questions of where are you, what game, what's the score, and just easy questions, and then a little bit of balancing on one foot and another, just to see how your reactions are, and just questions to see if you're fine, pretty much. So I did well.
I would imagine that growing up, the whole bell rung situation, I got a little head injury, that was kind of poo-pooed. And in the last few years, especially with the help of Taylor Twellman, concussion issues have kind of come to the forefront. And, we've seen, especially in MLS, guys, their careers have been derailed because of concussions. Is it a matter of now when something like that happens and they say, hey, we need to go through some concussion tests, does that make you a little bit more nervous than it would have a few years ago?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, nowadays with technology and now everything's just improving, and I think it's for the better of everyone to just get checked out. And for me, I think it was the best thing to do yesterday. Maybe a few years ago, if I would have been in that situation, I probably would have just kept playing, and who knows what would have gone on the field. So, thanks to the trainers and obviously, I feel fine, and I did the testing, so I'm just ready. I'm just ready for Saturday.
2012, you go 22 games, put in 5 goals, which is a really respectable total as a rookie and then also as a midfielder. You get traded to DC United, 3 goals, 3 games. You're in a little bit of a nice run here, my friend. What do you attribute it to?
No, I mean it's a blessing. I think it's amazing, the group of guys I have and the confidence the coach gives me and my teammate. I mean, I walk in this team, I step in this team, and I feel happy again. I feel that when you enjoy playing football, and I think that's all about enjoying the moment and going into every practice smiling and playing. I think that's what makes everything different.
And it's got to give you a lot of confidence when you hear the coach of your new team right off the bat say that you are not just a piece, but an important piece, and not just for today, but for the future of the franchise. That's got to be its expectations, but it's also got to feel really good to say, you know what, these guys really believe in me and they consider me an asset on this team.
Absolutely. I think that's amazing how the coach thinks of me for the future. I mean, that really helps me mentally, to stay focused and think that, yes, I'm going to be here for a while and I'm a big part of this team and I'm going to do whatever I can to help it.
You mentioned that you were happy and you have a joy now, especially playing with DC United. What made you unhappy about Toronto? Was it just feeling like you were playing out of position, or was there something else going on that were kind of making you lose your smile, if you will?
I mean, I was happy over there, but it's just that little spark that it makes you just enjoy football again. I think in Toronto, we didn't have a great season last year and this year, and then you mentioned that I was kind of out of position and as an attacking midfielder, I need the ball on my feet. I want the ball on my feet, and when I don't get it, it tends to get frustrated at moments and times. And I think here it's totally different. I think my team looks for me a lot. I'm in that midfield, and I'm asking for the ball, and they'll play me the ball, and I feel that it's just different. It's more united, and I'm happy here. I'm really happy, and I hope to stay here for a while and help the team.
You were in the situation and you lived and breathed it at TFC for a year and a half. I know the fan base is fantastic. The city is absolutely beautiful, one of the best cities in North America. What do you think it takes, or it's going to take, to turn around what's going on the pitch for TFC?
Well, I just think it's a matter of time. I think in the last few years, I think they just, get one coach, let them go, get another one, and in the year and a half I was there, I had 3 coaches,
yeah.
Which is, I think, it's kind of crazy. But I think if they stay with one coach and give them time, like they're doing right now with Ryan Nelson, I think, they're looking good. They're looking to a bright future, but I think they just have to be patient and be committed to that squad they have.
One of the things that people have been saying since you've been on the team is, and D-Row's been out, was, well, it'll be interesting to see what happens when D-Row comes back because those guys are too similar and they can't really play with each other. And I think we've seen in the 2 basically matches that you guys have played together, not only can you work together, you guys have a really, really great relationship on the pitch. How did you guys get that chemistry so quickly, and what do you think it is about your skill set, which is very similar, somehow complement each other?
Yeah, I saw that question, people asking it and stuff, but, I think we're 2 good players that know where we're at in the field, and it's that chemistry, that football IQ. I think we're like always in the same page, and, yeah, he's an attacking midfielder, I'm an attacking midfielder, but right now, I think we're doing great. We fit off each other, and we're always understanding each other in the field. If he checks in, I go high. If he goes high, I'm in the middle. So it's really nice to play with somebody that understands you and you understand them as well.
And you talked about wanting to get the ball. You feel more involved in the action when you're in the center, and when you have the ball, especially at your feet. Is this something that you need to discuss with D-Row beforehand, where it's, okay, look, we're both kind of default false strikers, but if one of us comes back, the other one will stay high. Do you need to talk about that, or are you guys already on that same page where you're already knowing, all right, he's dropped down, I need to stay up top?
Yeah, no, we're pretty much on that page already. If I see him stay in there, I just try to open up the field and stretch it. Just play as a striker, and then he does the same thing. So we're pretty much on the same page. Regarding soccer wise, everything we do, we understand each other well.
Compare him to, say, Robert Earnshaw, and the comparison is just, really prolific scorers or players who have had fantastic careers. What did you learn from Robert Earnshaw, and what are you getting from D-Row, and how are they kind of different?
Well, Robert Earnshaw, he's a great player. He's done a lot in his career. He's a goal scorer. He's a striker. He's a number 9. He's a goal scorer. And D-Row, he's also a goal scorer, but he has different qualities in the midfielder as well. He's very aggressive. I feel that he looks for his team a lot. He's the number 10. So I think they're just a little different. Earnshaw has that striker mentality, that selfish mentality, which is it's good in a way because he's a striker. He needs to score, and D-Row, on the other hand, he'll score, but if he has somebody next to you, he'll lay it off. He'll give that assist.
Which is more in tune with you, I would imagine, as well. You'll take the shot if it's available, as evidenced by a few of the goals that you scored for DC United. But you'll also, if a teammate is open, you'll also look to lay it off if that guy's in a better position.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the kind of player I am.
You mentioned in almost every interview that you did post trade, that you prefer playing centrally. You want to be in the middle. Is it a matter of just playing as a kind of a number 10, or is it as long as I'm playing in the middle, I don't care if it's as an attacking midfielder or if I need to play up top, as long as I'm in the middle and I'm able to kind of roam and do my thing?
Yeah, I mean, I like playing attacking midfielder because I think I have that attacking ability and that vision going forward, and I think I feel more comfortable there, and that's where I can help the team more. But if in Toronto, I played everywhere.
Yeah.
I played on the left, on the right. I played holding mid. At some point, I played up top as a striker. So, I think this team is just different because I think we tend to keep the ball more. We have a lot of possession of the ball. So even if I drop a little deeper, I honestly wouldn't mind or anything just because of the ball possession we keep, and we're always trying to play. So, wherever the coach feels comfortable putting me, I'm willing to help the team there.
Luis, it's just so, like, you mentioned at the beginning that how happy you are, and the environment that you were in, and it just comes across in every answer you give. Just, the fact that this team has put you in the position where you feel you are the best, and we're seeing the results. It feels like it's all just coming together, and this is kind of, even though the team isn't doing well, and hasn't had a great year, and you're coming from a team that hasn't done well, and coming to a team that's not doing well, I still feel like you're really excited about what's to come, especially even through the end of this season.
Absolutely, yeah, I am. Like you said, the team hasn't been doing well this year, but the team has a history, and I think that's very important. And I think just in the environment I am with these guys, with my teammates and the coaching staff, the energy they feed off you and you feed off them, it's amazing. And what next year is like, how the coaches want to work for next year, and we just beat Chicago yesterday. So, all this, it's just, I'm just happy. I'm happy for the team. I'm happy for myself in the situation I've been put in. And, I'm just trying to be as positive as I can and take this one day at a time and just keep looking forward to the next game.
The two last things I want to ask you about is an interview that I saw with you, a video interview. And the first thing was that you were shocked by the trade from TFC. Shocked in the sense of you thought that you were there for long term, because if there was a situation where you were being moved all around the pitch and you weren't really settling in anywhere, especially where you wanted to be, was it a relief shock or was it a oh my gosh shock? How did you find out that you were traded, and then what was your initial reactions as to why?
It was a more of a wow shock, just because I didn't expect it. I didn't, I was, like I told other people, I changed in the locker room. I was getting taped. I got taped, and then the assistant coach calls me and says that, Ryan Nelson wants to talk to me upstairs in the office. And I'm like, okay, it's, probably just soccer-wise or something,
Yeah.
I don't know. And I walk in there, and he told me that, I've been traded, and it was just shocking. I wasn't expecting it. You're going into work, you're going into practice, a normal day, and to tell you that, and you got to leave. You couldn't even say bye to the guys or anything because we're already outside in practice. So, yeah, that's the part that it was shocking. But when I heard it was DC United, I was very happy. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the best out of it. And, this is a team that I've been watching for a long time, and this is a team that suits my style of playing. So, in that part, I was very, very happy.
You mentioned that you are a little more comfortable now in DC, now that you've got your car and a few other of the must-haves. What are some of those must-haves? What's a Luis Silva's must-have list that he needs to bring with him to be comfortable in a new town?
No, I got my car. I finally settled in my apartment. I have everything now.
How'd you turn around an apartment so quickly? In DC, you got an apartment that quickly?
Yeah, I got somewhere in Crystal City. So it was it was pretty fast.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm all settled. I mean, I have everything. All my stuff has been shipped, and I just gotta organize a few things. But
Yeah.
thank God everything's here, and I'm all settled.
Was Chris Pontius on your must-have list? Was he? Because again, I'm referring to this interview that you did for DCUnited.com, and Molly asked you if you were excited to play with Chris again, and you said it was a dream come true. And I think to myself, Luis Silva's dreams are to play with Chris Pontius. You gotta dream higher, Luis. You gotta dream much higher than playing with Chris Pontius.
No, I mean, me and him chatted last year, and we kept saying how nice it would be to play together and stuff after playing 1 year in college.
Yeah.
So I think it's something pretty amazing, especially from our university. It doesn't really happen. We don't produce a lot of professional players like other schools. So to play with him 1 year, my freshman year, and to be able to be part of the same team again, I think it's special. Not a lot of people get to say that. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I would consider the chance for you to play with Pontius again as really cool and maybe a nice bonus as a part of the team that I'm settling in nicely on. Must have Chris Pontius? Probably not, maybe.
Yeah, probably not.
How big is I don't know where, if you're going back to Chivas or playing Galaxy in LA this year, but how big is that homecoming going to be now that there are two Gauchos on DC United?
Yeah, it's going to be really big. I mean, we play Chivas September.
Oh, you've already seen. I knew you would know. I knew you would know that.
Well, the reason I know it's because I have a friend I went to high school with. He plays in Chivas. He just got drafted this year. So they're making it a big deal,
Yeah.
Two former players, playing against each other. And, so that's going to be pretty big. I know they're selling a lot of tickets in my high school, and a lot of people are going to go watch that game. So that'll be something special.
Well, Luis, as a DC United fan, just really excited to have you on the team. So glad that you're settling in and continued success. And if you could bang in a goal a game for the rest of your DC United career, I would be happy, man. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm trying to aim for that. It's not that easy, but I'll do my best.
Pass.
This is your voice. This is my red, white, and blue. This is my anthem to you.
For more show information, go to pitchpass.com.